Hey, this is unbelievable. So I don't want you to think I'm driving. I'm literally in their parking lot. So I'm not really driving like while holding the phone, but I'm about to walk in and surprise Doug Ebersol's Dive Talk Go class. These are all students that we are very close with and kept asking me if I could come and is there any way? And I was like, there's just no way. And I can't be here for the whole class actually, but I'm here for 24 hours to surprise them. Can you guys hear me? I need just a quick yes. Can you hear me? Somebody say yes or no. Can you hear me? That's all I need to know. Okay, great. All right. So you guys are going to see this live. I'm going to walk in, and this class of Doug, these are all some well-known Dive Talk fans, are sitting in Doug's scuba shop right now. Doug knows about it. I had to coordinate with him, and they're just going to be like, what the? And I'd be like, yeah, oh yeah, is this where the Dive Talk Go class is? I'm here for the class. Okay, so let's see how this goes. And I'll turn the camera around so you can see their expression when I walk in. I mean, 2 of them won the Dive Talk Goes at our meetup. This is going to be awesome. Okay, get ready.
Look what you can do.
I just don't want to fail. I'm so.
Hey, so anyway,
Please excuse me for not being on time.
What a nice surprise.
Whatever I missed.
Hey.
I know. Oh my goodness, you're missing a part, and you're missing.
How's it going, Woody?
You like this octopus or aliens? I didn't have the. I brought you one. What's going on?
See ya.
So you guys are live on Dive Talk. They know about it. You don't.
How's it going,
And,
brother?
I just interrupted probably an amazing discussion about why they want it. Probably it's why they want it and all that kind of stuff.
His was really cool. He just told us.
That was an amazing moment, wasn't it?
Yep.
How he won it was incredible. I'm like, wait, you're giving him that? I mean, and she's beautiful, so I'm like, okay. I mean, he's cool. No, it was a great story, and I'm just gonna say one thing. It's the easiest rebreather I've ever used, but don't assume it's not technical diving. So you got a lot of technical diving to learn, but it should be fun and easy. This is not about stress and oh my God, right? The whole purpose of the rebreather is to be completely chilled and neutral and not breathe this crazy dry air and quiet, mindful of your breath. So that's it. That's all I had to say. But anyway, all right. Hey, everybody. All right, I'm going to step out because they're talking a little bit and finish this broadcast because they were really, really mad. But go ahead. Who's up next? I could let you hear.
We're getting ready to start doing basics.
Oh, okay. Well,
Listening why Annie wanted to dive the go, and I thought it was a great answer. So maybe.
Can you just say one more time for the other
which part?
300 people that are.
Where do you want to end up with the go?
I would love, depending on your feedback, I would love to become an instructor in New York, Connecticut, New Jersey area.
That's awesome.
And you are an instructor, just to clarify already.
Yeah.
So,
I am a PADI instructor. Yep.
yeah, you're a PADI instructor, and I also Red Cross lifeguard instructor trainer,
Yep,
right?
you got it.
So that's awesome. Anybody else have a cool reason why they want to dive talk go? I know.
I'm becoming an instructor, and it's awesome. I've been diving it for months. It's fantastic. And the first time I ever saw it was when Doug and Woody were diving it in Cozumel, and just wanted to dive it like from that second because you were having so much fun with it. So
Nice.
That ease of breathing and travel, I can take it anywhere we go around
Ben
the world.
won Mike's unit.
That's right.
Yeah.
So he has Mike's unit. His number is mine. Rather than like yours 001 or 003 or whatever. His just says mine.
That's pretty epic. It really is.
Dive Talk.
That's what he
Yeah.
does.
You guys got me involved in that, and I'm
Nice.
so thankful for that. I'm really looking forward to it, Woody.
You-
And I'm going to be at the meetup next year.
Ah,
Yeah,
and so you're going to be diving the dive talk, and it's great because we all get on the same boat, and we just go for like 2 hours all together, and it's just a blast. I mean, we covered like every reef in Cozumel on one,
One
dive.
dive.
That's
Five
we'll
dive-
do in like a
we
week.
did 5 dive
Oh,
sites.
that was a
5
good-
sites on one dive.
Just drifted through all of them?
We did 5 dive sites.
Anybody have any more questions for any of them before I stop interrupting their class? Right? These are all about to be certified on the Dive Talk. He's becoming an instructor on the Dive Talk. He's an instructor trainer on everything, every rebreather made, and I'm just here to give them presents. What's their favorite? No, we're not going to ask that. Any other quick question? Blah, 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 blah. Let me see if they're up. Yeah, we are in land. We are in Doug's.
Lakeland.
Lakeland,
Yeah,
Florida.
off the wall adventures.
Yeah, I drove by like the biggest Publix complex thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh yeah, there you go.
There's a logo.
See, that's Doug's shop.
Not my shop, but I teach out of here. It's TJ's shop.
Yeah, so it's great. I've been here. Ooh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, looks like that.
I just noticed that octopus is pink.
How can you start being a diver and so forth and so on? And how many dives do you recommend before anybody? You can answer this, Doug. How many dives do you recommend besides the standards to go on a rebreather? What do you
I
think?
wouldn't say it's in numbers per se. It's more of a comfort level. Once you are diving and everything feels automatic, I think you're ready for a rebreather, if that's what you're looking to do. But you want to make sure that if you are diving in an open water environment, that the rebreather is, or the open circuit unit is just kind of part of you, and at any you could switch things back and forth. You have no stress. You're completely comfortable. For some people, that's 25 dives. Some people, it's 200 dives. And so it kind of depends on kind of your comfort level. But once you're completely comfortable on open circuit recreational diving, so that everything's automatic, and if your interest is going to rebreathe, I think that'd be the time to think about it.
See, that's why he's our instructor trainer, because I would have been like, now. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. But today they're basically going to be doing they did our online academics. They're now going to do some more.
We're going to
And
refresh,
Bill-
make sure no one had any questions about the academics. We just finished introducing everybody. We're pumping up some oxygen for everybody, and then we're going to go, once we go through a little bit of academics, we're going to build the units, and then we're going to get in the pool, which you can see right over there. We got a cover on to keep it warm. We'll pull the cover off. It's about 12 feet deep, and we'll do our confined water, and then we start diving for real tomorrow. Move around different springs in Florida.
Nice. Look at that baby. Does everybody have loop covers?
Yes.
You all have them already on there? Okay.
Not yet.
But you have them, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Scuba do-rags.
Darn it, because I brought them extra ones. They went out and bought it, and I brought them, but they may like mine better. I brought you some cool ones.
I'll switch mine right now.
Mine are crazy.
I'll switch mine.
Mine are interesting. But okay, I'm going to step out of here for 1 second just because I'm also bringing in my Dive Talk Go. I have an extra O2 tank, tons of parts. I heard we may need to do a little surgery, maybe possibly on one. We're going to take care of that. So lots of stuff about to happen. And I'm going to go in the pool. I hope it's in the
77.
so it's freezing. But luckily I brought 5 mil with a hood because they dive freezing cold in here. Yeah, so isn't that cool? How awesome is that? They had no idea I was coming. This is a beautiful dive shop, by the way. It really is. I've always loved it here. It's a fully stocked dive shop. And they also do, look at that. So you can either dive or shoot people. Shoot people or dive. And it's great around here because Doug has access. I mean, within like an hour, he can be at the caves. He's got a great pool. He's also near the a lake that they start off with, which is really nice. So it's pretty cool. And where is the shop? It's in Lakeland, Florida, the home of Publix. That's where Publix started. Mike, I hear you. Yeah, one pink and one orange counterlung. We are starting to talk about counterlung colors. My very original prototype, like before the Dive Talk was even a Dive Talk Go, this thing was like the very, very, very first one, was actually pink counterlung. So it was pretty cool. Today we're doing some stuff in the classroom, and then they're going to get in the pool. They're going to build their units, and then they're going to get in the pool and just start getting familiar with diving on a rebreather. It takes a minute. yes, I'm bringing out some amazing covers. You're going to be surprised on that. So we're going to do some reaction videos. We're pumping a bunch more out. We typically launch those on Fridays. Somebody asked if it's possible to dive down to the Titanic. No, you would not be able to dive down to the Titanic, probably ever, unless we figure out a way to breathe maybe like liquid or something. I don't even know if that's possible. Yeah, you can buy a Dive Talk. Dive Talk Goes are available on divetalkgo.com. But the first thing you have to do is take the online course, which is on divetalkacademy.com. And yes, we are building a huge online scuba agency. Get ready for a second course to be launched very, very soon. And it will be very appealing to many. I'll just say that. I don't want to give it away, but we're done with all the videos for it. It's just that we haven't finished the entire course yet, but the platform is amazing that we built. Well, I'm getting ready to open up I brought in a lot of stuff. Looking at a man who has a nice body build. Wow, Metallica, that is so nice of you to say I have a nice body build. Well, I'm a little bit out of shape right now. I just gotta, that's how it goes. It just takes a minute to get in shape. These are my suitcases. Shocker. There's an octopus. These are that was really cool of somebody to give me this. Basically right now, this is like straight from Dima. So I've got to figure out where all my crap is, but you'll see that the Dive Talk Go is very easy to build. We do follow a checklist, but easy. Yeah, man, and I'm all good with saying goggles and flippers, by the way. I don't have a problem with that. Those that do, I'm like, why? Whatever you want to call them, it's good. Mask and fins, also good. It's beautiful weather, absolutely perfect here. It's probably, I don't even know, but I gotta believe it's in the 70s, but it's quite nice. Really, really, really nice. I don't want to interrupt. I really don't want to interrupt their class.
And we're back.
My stuff over here.
In here. So Nick, Full, is Nick on Rascal. We have a large sailboat. He goes around the world sailing on a sailboat. And during hurricane season, he has to park his boat there so he can't get insurance. So he spends usually a few months of hurricane season in Mexico cave diving. And he did a Sidewinder class with me years ago. And it's done a Sidewinder.
Marcus, it is possible to do the class. We now have connected with somebody named Akim. He's world class rebreather instructor trainer and is now becoming a Dive Talk Go trainer. He's based out of Germany and he will be available all through Europe. So the answer is yes. Oh, absolutely, from Germany. You guys probably know his YouTube channel, Akim. Amazing. We're getting ready to announce him soon. So yeah, that is going to be huge when he starts. And him and Juan. They do all kinds of technical videos. Pretty epic. I'll sit here for a little while, answer some more questions before I get in there and help with all that. When is he going to start, Lupus? You can reach out to him if you want to send us a message. But he's done all of his training. He was here for a few days, and I think he's going to be starting very shortly because he's just racking up the hours. So I don't want to say specifically, but within the next 30 days, I think is realistic. Yeah. How long am I in town? Not long. I literally am flying back to Atlanta tomorrow because I'm just, oh my gosh, I'm swamped. I'm so swamped. Yes, Ray, on the Dive Talk Go, an estimate of how much it would cost to get certified with the rebreather. The Dive Talk Go cost is about $3,500. You still have to go and buy a petrol, shearwater petrol. We sell those as well. And then, so those are expensive. Those can be like $1,800 or so. And then you'll spend $300 on the Dive Talk Academy online class. And then you will pay your instructor. The going rate is like $1,500, $1,800 for the instructor to get with you and do the practical stuff. But it's definitely one of the most affordable. It probably is the most affordable rebreather on the market. No stop diving. The Dive Talk Go is very reachable, and I do want to tell you guys, because I keep hearing this, it's not a recreational rebreather. We just got to get rid of that terminology. It's a rebreather that will easily attach to any recreational BC. We did that on purpose. And the scrubber that removes your CO2 has a life of 2.5 hours. But in all my years of diving, I've not done many dives in excess of 2.5 hours. So, yeah. Yeah, Lupus, it's probably half the price of any other rebreather, just to be honest with you. So we're getting mass appeal because everybody's out there pricing the others. And frankly, probably has the best, one of the top 5 work of breathings of any rebreather. And we independently tested that. So that's pretty cool. Thanks, Downtown KB. We are just trying to increase diving for everybody, make it more available for everybody and make it fun. And through Dive Talk, when we're silly or when we're serious and so forth, it's just making diving more aware to the world, but at the same time always promote teaching messages and safety. So, yeah. Thanks, Metallica. Glad you're a fan. Appreciate it. A new fan. That's awesome. Thank you. The Go 2, will that be out before the Sidewinder 2? I don't know. I will, we may work on, in a while, maybe in a year or so, a bigger scrubber. I don't think it's necessarily going to appeal to everybody because 2.5 hour dives is plenty, but for some people that want to dive in perhaps longer than 2.5 hours, maybe that may appeal. So thanks, Lupus. Thanks for that comment. Wow, Andrew, that's so cool. I'm your spirit animal. I'm a cephalopod, though. So are you a cephalopod? I love cephalopods. My favorite dive spot, Zeth Patterson, my favorite dive spot, because I don't really like to talk about worst dive spots. And it's weird for me because whatever dive I'm in is going to be my favorite dive. I want to live in the moment. So get rid of the word worst dive spot. I don't believe in that. This is going to be my favorite dive spot today, right here. But my favorite dive spot, there's 2. If I'm cave diving, I still have to say that the Crystal Caves in Abacos are the most gorgeous formations that I've ever seen. And then I still think Indonesia overall is probably the best, both in terms of marine life and reef systems and health of reefs that I've ever seen. Various parts of Indonesia, but I particularly loved the North Banda Sea. So that still remains really up there for me. I love South Florida diving, though, by the way. I love the sharks. I really do. Oh, man, that is so awesome. Whoever just gave us a $50 super chat, you are amazing. And always, I think it's Rishi. Great Lakes Shipwreck Series, when? I know, Rishi, we did one once. We need to get with those guys in the Great Lakes that dive those all the time. I went out there once with Mike Young and Doug Ebersol, and we did the Great Lakes. It's hard for me because it's freezing cold water, which is not something I love, but, and you're in dry gloves, so you're having to be a little bit, you lose dexterity. Those guys are so good with it. But yeah, I think we do have to do a Great Lakes Shipwreck Series because they were remarkable. Once you were down there and you're looking at those wrecks, they're incredible. They're pristine, they're preserved, and they have a lot of mussels all over them that is like cleared the water. So that's a great question, and we will do that. We will do that at some point. And thank you, Rishi. Guys, he supports us hugely in every way, at every meetup and everything we've ever done from way back. So, yeah. Let's see. I'm scrolling through the questions. Is going from intro to cave to full cave worth it if you're not a rebreather diver? That's from No Stop Diving. That's a great question, which comes up a lot. Should you go all the way through cave diving and not be a rebreather diver? Some people will say absolutely. No problem doing cave diving on open circuit, doubles, carrying stage bottles. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's a lot more limiting. And I went through rebreather diving first and gained tremendous experience on the rebreather before doing cave, so that when I did my cave training, which was with Brian Kekuk in Abacos Crystal Caves, I did it on a rebreather. And I'm glad, because I feel like, and maybe I'm biased, but I really believe I have way more options on a rebreather than I do just purely on open circuit. So that's my opinion, but there's nothing wrong with doing full cave on open circuit either. Yeah, that was a great question. I'm just scrolling on a few others that are asking questions. Wow, Bojana from Serbia, thank you so much for following us. I'm so happy to hear when people say they've learned a lot from us on Dive Talk and about diving from around the world. That's pretty nice. Thank you, Terry, who is reminding everybody to like and consider subscribing for members-only content. We do put stuff out for members only, and I appreciate all the support. Jamie said one day in the near future I'll move to Mexico. Thanks to the inspiration from Woody and Gus, I'll take up diving. That's what I love about Dive Talk, that it does that kind of stuff. That's super cool. Well, this isn't going to be a long one, everybody, because I've got to get in the classroom, and I've got to build the units, and I got to help them build their units. And there were a couple that needed some tweaking in there, and I brought some extra parts and so forth. So I'm going to be helping. No, Pat, it's really weird. I don't worry about getting decompression sickness ever. Why? Because I don't know. I'm not sure what I had for sure. I just know I felt really weak, and maybe it was decompression sickness, maybe it was something else, but I don't worry about it because now I just hydrate the crap out of myself, and I've just had no issues since. So it's just not something I can worry about. I just do what I do, and I try to do it safely and conservatively all the time. This is their compressor room right here. Pretty cool. I'm out here by the pool. So no, I don't. I just don't. I just find myself, I'm more comfortable, I swear, underwater than I am on the surface. hear a compressor firing, so they're probably filling up O2, which I got to get them out my O2 bottle as well, which I'm going to do in a second. Hey, Tyler. He says, my dive buddy Walter and myself are progressing hopefully one day into cave diving, and we're doing dry suit training in a few weeks and buying dry suits. That's great. Really important to take that training seriously. Obviously, you saw our recent episode on Lanaya Mills, so it's important to train carefully. Here's Doug doing some cool stuff. Hold on, I'll spy. Let's spy.
Let's just say that we're going to be 132 feet. Deep with, uh-oh.
No, go ahead,
Where's
just
that?
a little quick.
Okay.
Let them learn a little
So
something.
we're doing a dive here. Let's say this is, again, let's say 15 to start. 33, 66, 99, 132.
Those are atmospheres.
So this is 1.3 ATA, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're not gonna go 6, but there's 6. So let's say you do your dive, and then you're gonna come up, right? What rate do we ascend at? Come on, this is 30 feet.
per minute.
So basically, from 132,
You see, they're just going through dive planning. So part of a course is dive planning. You still have to plan out your air, because on a rebreather, we have to bring enough gas, assuming that the rebreather may fail in the worst part of the dive. So how much gas do you need to bring if you have to bail out off the rebreather and you got to go back on open circuit? Well, are you going to have enough open circuit gas to get you back up to the surface, including deco? And what kind of gas are you going to use? So it gets really technical, but it's super cool. Once you learn it, it's kind of second nature, right? Because we can use different percentage of oxygens at different depths. We can get really more sophisticated and do trimix gas, where we start adding helium, which helps with the bends, right? Helium doesn't get, not the bends, it helps with not being narked, right? It's not narcotic, so, but it can create more quicker on gassing. So there's a lot to consider. And that's what these classes are all about, is considering all that stuff. So pretty cool. Do I have any advice for a dry suit while I've got you? Yep. I always have advice, but I always tell you that my way is not the only way, and there are many ways, and you should listen to your instructor. And it depends on the environment you're diving in. But here's how I like to dive a dry suit. I like to, first of all, it's critical that you focus on your weighting. So just keep making sure your instructor is weighting you properly, not overweighting you. Don't be scared where you overweight yourself because you think you're not going to get under. I'd rather you just get the weighting down properly, because then what I do, I tend to not need to almost ever use my BC, or very little, when I'm on a dry suit. And I keep my valve open most of the time, so that the valve, meaning what lets air out of the dry suit, I almost always keep it open. And as I'm filling up the dry suit, and I'm hitting my chest because that's where my fill button is, I can feel the buoyancy change, right? You're adding air in the dry suit to get rid of the squeeze, but it's also changing your buoyancy because it's adding air. And usually that's about all I need to do to change my buoyancy. So I leave the valve open. Now sometimes if I know I'm getting down to a particular depth and I'm going to stay there, and I just don't want that air to escape out of the dry suit, I'll close the valve once I'm down at a particular depth. And that's the main thing. Oh, proper fit on a dry suit. It's beyond important. So check it carefully, check the seals, always check the valves. Every time you dive, go through that dry suit checklist, every time. Because there's nothing worse than flooding a dry suit. It's cold, it adds weight. So make sure you stay dry. That's about it on that topic. You're gonna, but listen to your instructor. So, let's see. Andrew, would I spacewalk if I had the opportunity? I'm way too old. I'll never get it, but hell yes. Absolutely. Definitely I would. Mamonji. I live in South Florida, but get cold easily in winter or long dives. Is it worth getting dry suit certified? Definitely, yes. I love, 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 love dry suit diving. I think I dive more in a dry suit than I do a wetsuit, to be honest. Yes. Many reasons. I can't go through them all in this particular broadcast, but oh yeah, I would. In the winter in South Florida, I'd be all over being in a dry suit. So that's a good question. Yeah, would I cave dive with a Go rebreather? Well, I knew this question was going to come up. And here's the answer. We did not build the Go rebreather for overhead environments per se, but it is a full-blown rebreather. So if I'm cave certified and I know that my cave dive is planned to not be in excess of 2.5 hours and I'm bringing the right amount of ample bailout gas, then yes, I would. But I have years of experience as a rebreather diver. But my preferred unit for cave diving is the Sidewinder, and mainly because of the low profile. It's a side mount rebreather, so there's literally nothing on my stomach and nothing on my back. And sometimes when I'm going through tight restrictions and so forth, that's just great to have that side mount configuration. But the Go is awesome and easy to use, and it's a full-blown rebreather. So that's my answer. When I take staging tanks, how do you manage the weight of that? Need to make them neutral? That's a great question. So, Andre, it is going to affect your weighting some. I used to dive with steel tanks when I cave dive, but I really prefer aluminum because I'm super, super sensitive to weight. And usually an aluminum tank, for me, in the water, doesn't add much weight. I'd have to look. There's different profiles on different aluminum tanks on how much negative they add, if not becoming fully buoyant, neutral. So sometimes they don't add any weight at all. But it does affect it a little. And I generally just weight myself normal. I don't adjust for it. I don't adjust for the fact that I'm going to have staged tanks because I do have my BC that can more than accommodate any extra lift I may need due to that stage bottle. The difference in range with the Go and the Sidewinder, the Go has a scrubber that is rated to go 2.5 hours. The Sidewinder, I'd have to look online, I think is either 3.5 or 4 technically, based on the rating. Some people will say, as a general rule, to have, and again, I don't like general rules, but you should go by the manufacturer's rating. But some people will say, well, you can do in a normal conditions where you're not exerting too much effort, you're not in really cold water, about 1 hour per pound of sorb. But it's not exactly linear like that. So the Go has about 3.1 pounds of sorb. The Sidewinder has a little bit over 5 pounds of sorb. So maybe that'll help you answer that question as well. Just trying to be really objective and fair on that answer. Is there cave rebreather training? Absolutely. And there's a big difference on the way you manage gas with a rebreather in a cave versus in open water. The whole giant course on that. So yes, that is a big part of the course actually. Wow, Benjamin, tomorrow's your first day of your cave course. Been watching Dive Talk for years, and you guys were the ones who got me interested in diving in the first place. Any tips for the course? Yep. Humble. Don't worry, it's going to be hard. Don't let your ego and pride get crushed. Just listen and get with it. The instructors are intentionally hard. They have to be, right? You're going into an overhead environment. Just bend and grare it, do your best every day, go in with a positive attitude, and just know you're going to come out a better diver. But the cave instructors are amazing, and it's very hard to become a cave instructor. No chance could I ever qualify for that. I think you got to be diving the caves like almost every day to be a cave instructor, because it's just that important to have that level of skill constantly refreshed and practiced to be teaching that. So honestly, that's my biggest advice, is just be humble and take it day by day and know it's hard, and it's supposed to be hard. It's okay. So I hope that answers that question for you, and as fairly as I can. How expensive is it to keep up a dry suit? How often are you repairing your seals? Mine, I don't have to. I haven't had to repair my Bear. I have a Bear cave cut dry suit with the locking ring seal, so I can change them myself in like a couple of years, and they're perfect. So it just depends. I mean, if you don't keep it out in the sun a lot, and also, are they silicone or latex seals, and where are you using it, and how are you putting lubrication on when you put your hands through the neck seal and the wrist seals, like, taking good care of it, rinsing it off if you dive it in salt water. So it really varies, but it's not that expensive. Seals are, you can go online and look, but it's not that expensive. And I have not had to repair the zipper on it in years. I just take care of it. I'd put good lubricant on there's good dry suit zipper lubricant. I would recommend you are always using that, and that'll help preserve the life of those seals. Yeah, so. Hey, Nate, awesome. Glad you finally caught a live stream. That's awesome. Doing great. I'm here in Doug's Scuba Shop. Surprised a Dive Talk Go class. So anyway, I'm going to hop off. It's been 37 minutes. I want to watch some of this class, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. So just going to quietly say goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.
How you,
Bye.
give people